if you get 1 million views on Spotify, is that pretty good money?
So you make like 0.2 of a cent, 0.02 cents per stream.
Okay. So that'd be $20,000.
Yeah, so you really need to get a lot of streams to do well. But like, there's different ways to make money in the music industry. So if you're a songwriter, you make portion of the royalties of the song. So like, if you wrote the song by yourself, you make it all. But like my current single I wrote with Walker Hayes, he's another country singer. So we would go 50-50.
Okay, guys, we got Shea Fischer here today, wife of a previous guest, Tyson. Good to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you. I feel like I know you because I've heard so much about you from Tyson. I'm like, okay, we need to connect, but I am pumped to be in Vegas.
Yeah,
really
shout out
excited.
to Tyson, man. I literally cold DM'd him, invited him to my event in Denver, and he showed up.
I know.
And that's how we met.
Yeah, and then he kept talking about this guy. He's like, I'm going to take this guy to his first rodeo. So he told me all about it. But
yeah,
we're pumped that you're in the Western industry now. Like, this is really cool.
I'm part of it. That rodeo was packed. I couldn't believe it. That's
it's crazy.
A big industry,
It's a whole different industry, like country music and rodeo. And even with what the guys do on the road, like Tyson right now is on the road. And it really is similar to a singer. So he's on the road for 3 months of the year, takes the tour bus out and does not come home. So I'm juggling music, and then I'm home with the kids, and then I'm flying out and doing the wife duties. Yeah. And, it's a busy summer. It really is.
It must be tough because he's traveling a lot, you're traveling a lot. So you guys don't even see each other that much anymore.
Well, I will say, when you don't see your husband often, when you do see them, it's really good. And you make the most of it.
Yeah.
So keeps the marriage fiery and alive.
Yeah, we'll leave that up to interpretation from the viewers. Yeah, that's interesting though. So do you bring him out on tour with you ever, or he's so busy? Like,
well, it depends. So Tyson had retired for a couple of years, and then so he was doing a lot more stuff with me, and then he unretired. So now he's very busy. But kind of how we've been making it work is a lot of the country music festivals and things I'm doing are working side and side with rodeos. So I was able to go out over the summer and do PR work, TV interviews based around the rodeos. So it did work pretty good because we were able to kind of keep the kids with us a little bit. Obviously not now because it's the end of the season. It's crunch time.
Yeah.
He needs to be focused and doing what he does so he makes the national finals.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man, because he's had some nasty injuries. He was telling me about the heart thing.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him. That is crazy. Shrapnel.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride. I mean, Tyson's 42, so he is double the age of half of these contestants on the pro circuit. Which every time if he brings that up, I'm like, hey, you know what comes with age is knowledge and experience, which is what I feel like, which is what he has above the rest of the younger guys.
Yeah.
So.
Is that the music industry too? Is it a lot of younger people these days?
You know what it is? I was signed at 16, and obviously it's just changed so much, the industry. When I was signed, it was albums, people went to stores. So when I took a break from the industry for a while and I came back into it, I was like, oh my gosh, like people don't buy albums anymore. Like everything's so digital, but it's made it really easy for independent artists. Honestly, as I was signed to record deals for 15 years and you're told what to say, what to wear. I mean, it is very much, it's not scripted, but it's very much a controlled environment.
Yeah.
Even to the likes of, hey, you can't hold a glass of water if it looks like a glass that could be a vodka glass because then you're 16 in your image. You can't have orange juice in a clear cup because somebody's going to say you're having orange and vodka. So like at 16, I had to have such a clean cut image because I don't want to compare like Taylor because I'm different, but I was that generation of younger people listen to my music. So I had to make sure, you couldn't be seen in public with guys, but I really seen the ins and outs because when I moved to Nashville and I was with my record label, and we were trying to build, momentum here. We went out to Beverly Hills, and my label were like, okay, so you're going to go to coffee with this well-known person, and we're going to pay them. We're basically paying them for 30 minutes of their time. Y'all two are going to sit down and have a coffee. Photos going to be taken, and then you're going to say bye. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, because then the photos get in the magazines, and then you're talked about. Like, this is crazy. It's just a whole different world. Like,
wow.
So now when I read magazines, any of the magazines, I see like two people having coffee or leaving a restaurant together. I'm like, oh, how much did they pay for that?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I've heard similar stories of people calling the paparazzi on themselves.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just a whole different world. And at 16, I will say it was a lot stepping into that and then moving to the US halfway around the world by myself. It really was a roller coaster because I wasn't from a musical family. I'm from a rodeo family. My dad's a bull rider. My mom's a rodeo contestant as well. So it was a whole new world.
That transition must have been nuts.
It was. And I'm a guy's girl. So when I flew to the States, I flew my band, all boys, and my manager over. So I lived in a house with 7 guys.
Jeez.
And I was on the road touring, me and the bus and the 7 guys. But it was a great experience. But when I was in Nashville, I was doing great. My song was doing really good at radio. Honestly, I thought I was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And my record label shuts down overnight. Like, I remember getting a phone call from my record label like, hey, the money behind the label, there was fraud, there was weird stuff going on. It shut down. So it was literally like I had moved my whole world to the States. And then in a split second, I was like, I don't know, it's all gone. So I was like, it was such a hard place. Because I knew I could move home to Australia and do pretty good there in music, continue doing. Like, I've had #1 songs back home in Australia and was touring, but I just always had dreamed of being in America. I knew there was, they say that there's so much opportunity here. Right. And there is. So I just wasn't really willing to give up on a dream and a goal yet because I didn't feel like I was here for no reason. And I just stayed hooked. I kept writing songs in Nashville. That's where business came in because I knew that, hey, I don't have a paycheck coming in anymore from a record label. So I have to figure out how to pay my bills. Mm-hmm. And I started the belt buckle company that we have. And I would sit in Panera Bread and cold call these people. It's the most awful thing, cold calling people. If you've ever done it, it's terrible. But I knew I had to do it and suck it up. Yeah. And then I was back and forth to Texas. That's where I met Tyson because I was just in that in-between phase of songwriting and businesses. And now I look back and I think, well, I think that door was closed for a reason because I probably wouldn't have turned into a great person. I feel like I had just like so much success at a young age and everybody telling me like the sky's the limit. Like, it's really easy to get in your own head. Like, I can see how young Disney people turn into crazy people when they get older because they've just had so many people like telling them how great they are for so many years. You lose all reality. Yeah, most of them end up pretty crazy or broke or like mental issues. Yeah. Right? For me, it was good that happening because it allowed me to like focus on other things like business and family. And I mean, I didn't know if I'd ever get another opportunity to do it, but I mean, here I am now. Here we are. So you were in Nashville before it was really popping then. Yeah, I was there. I mean, when I moved there, I was right before I turned 21. I don't even remember what year that was. My goodness. But I spent 3 years in Nashville. Mm-hmm. I was there with my label for the year. And then when that record label shut down, I still stayed 2 more years. But I mean, I'm a country girl and I live downtown Nashville. I mean, I traded the boots and the hat for the high heels. So I was very much out of my comfort zone. And I had to change a lot even to be there because I went from one record label who liked the cowgirl thing. Yeah. And then my record label in the States is like, no, we need to go for like more Taylor Swift fans. Like, we're going to do cheerleading chant and like marching band. My first video here it was shot in Beverly Hills. There's cheerleaders and marching bands. And I'm like in high heels. I'm like, I don't know how to walk in these things. What's going on here? Yeah. Yeah. So Taylor changed the country game, right? Oh, 100%. She made it mainstream. Big time. Yeah. And honestly, there's some really interesting things like, and we're talking about her because she's all over the news, but she was very, very smart. Like, there's more than just great songs when it comes to Taylor's career. Like, her dad and her label, everybody made some really calculative decisions to get her to where she was, and it was brilliant, honestly. The industry's changed now a lot, though, Yeah, with everything, the country space or the music? Just the music industry in general, because with everything that's now digital, like, you have to solely rely on people streaming songs, and it doesn't matter. Talking to one of my friends manages Garth Brooks and talking to him the other day, he's like, it honestly doesn't matter how many followers you have on social media. If you're not getting streams on your song, people aren't going to look at you for tours. Like, it's all about the streams. That's how podcasts are too. It doesn't matter how many followers your show has. It's about the listeners. How many people listen. It's the same with music. The views. Yeah, that's interesting. It's very interesting. So if you get 1 million views on Spotify, is that pretty good money? So you make like 0.2 of a cent, 0.02 cents per stream. Okay. So that'd be $20,000. Yeah. So you really need to get a lot of streams to do well. But like, there's different ways to make money in the music industry. So if you're a songwriter, you make portion of the royalties of the song. So like, if you wrote the song by yourself, you make it all. But like my current single I wrote with Walker Hayes, he's another country singer. So we would go 50-50 to the royalties for that. Got it. So they used to say, I don't know the exact facts, but they used to say if you had a #1 song at country radio and you co-wrote it, it's about worth $300,000.
Wow.
For the songwriting portion of it.
And that's per year total.
That's for that song, basically in the standpoint of the song hitting radio, getting to number 1 and coming back down.
Got it.
Now, obviously, you continue to make royalties. But like Garth Brooks, I remember he had a song out that went to number 1 in like 2 weeks. And that was awful because they're like, well, it didn't have long enough on radio, so it didn't get near as many plays. So they didn't make the money that they should have made because the song went to number 1 so fast. So you really want a song to gradually climb the charts.
Got it.
The more it's played, the more money you make.
Got it. What do you think of these artists selling their catalog now for tons of money? Would you ever do something like that, you think?
I mean, probably not, but until I got that opportunity and somebody came forward with that kind of money, it's hard to say yes or no. Like we can all sit here and be like, oh, I would never do that. But how much money are you going to pay me? Like everything has somewhat everything has a price tag. I mean, I think Taylor Swift made it more like people weren't aware of that until she went through all her legal stuff with her catalog recently. And it made people understand the music industry a little bit more. But most of the money is made by touring and merchandise and things like that when you're an artist.
Yeah, I've realized that recently. I went to Coldplay, the merch they were doing, the shirts were like $80. I was like, the line was out the door.
Crazy.
I was doing the math in my head. They must have made like tens of millions.
Yeah, because they get to keep, their merch side. If they're touring, they're going to have a tour manager who makes a cut, and then their labels make, like, there's a lot of people that make a cut out of tourings, but your merch that's yours.
Yeah, even Backstreet Boys. I just went to them at the Sphere.
I am totally gonna bring my cowboy husband to see Backstreet Boys with me. Like I have an inner girl crush with Backstreet Boys. Oh, yeah? I love them. They were my jam.
So they were big in Australia.
That makes me seem old, right? Because when were they out? The 90s?
They were old. Yeah. I'll be honest. I only recognize like 3 songs.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. Everyone else next to me was going hard though.
Yeah,
and it was all girls.
I mean, they're great worldwide. I mean, it's like Spice Girls. They were just worldwide.
Yeah, my next one's Jonas Brothers.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to that next month in Phoenix.
You kind of could pass as a Jonas Brother, actually. Like the hair and the
I wish. They're like my dream guest. I loved them growing up.
I love that. They were great.
Who was your favorite?
Growing up, I was like a Spice Girl, Backstreet Boy, NSYNC type of girl. Like I knew those. I was listening back to those Spice Girl songs like, what was I singing about at 8 years old? And my parents were okay with this. Like I was listening to the words and like, okay, now I know what that song meant.
I've done that with a few songs.
Yeah, you're like okay.
Whistle by Flo Rida. You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that in like middle school.
Yeah, even the other day, my 9-year-old singing around the house. It's not a bad song, but Barbie Girl. She looks at me, she says, Mom, it says undress me everywhere. I was like, well, I just sing dress me everywhere. Just ignore what the lyrics say. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to talk about this right now. I don't want to cover this topic yet.
Is your music pretty friendly, PG friendly?
Yes, mine's PG friendly. Obviously, it's country music.
Yeah.
For a while, my labels wanted me to cross over a little bit more mainstream, which it was still friendly, but my market was young girls. But I laugh now thinking about my most success was between 16 and 20. And I was thinking about like heartache and love. I'm like, how much experience of all of that do you have at 16? Like I had dated like 2 boys maybe. And I'm like singing about all this like heartbreak and love and life lessons. I'm like, okay, now I can actually sing these songs and make sense of what I was even writing about.
Well, breakups in the teenage years, you feel like the world's ending,
Oh my gosh.
It's a big deal.
Terrible. Yeah.
Because that's all you know.
And I think it's just between breaking up and hormones, and there's just too much going on. Like that is not a period of time that I wish to relive. Like I was not a cool girl at school. Like we lived on the coast, but I was a cowgirl, and I was in like the school band thing. Like it's just so funny when you look back and you look at the kids that were cool at school, and you're like, oh yeah, that's why you were cool at school, because now you're just complete opposite.
Right.
But I wasn't cool at school. Now when I signed a record deal and I had songs out on radio, it was ironic that a lot more people wanted to be my friend, but
that's how it is.
I was too busy to care at that point. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I'm surprised you stayed in school, honestly.
I stayed in school as much as I could because I would like do the shows Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
So I was still able to do that. I finished some of my schooling out, like we would take it on the road and things like that. I didn't go to college. I don't have a business degree. But it makes me laugh because I just really don't think you need that to have businesses and be successful. I think that sometimes doing all of that puts you in such a box and makes you think like so inside the box about like business. And I'm like, the people that have successful businesses are the ones that like think outside the box and can get creative and stuff. So, obviously if my kid wants to be a lawyer or a doctor, they can go to college, but I'm not. I mean, if they want to go,
for business entrepreneurship, I never recommend it, especially with AI now.
Yeah.
There's no need.
That's creepy, by the way.
Do you use it at all, or you're not a fan of it? What does he do?
Well, no, he uses it to ask. Okay, some stories. So I go into the room. I'm like, who are you talking to? He literally talks to his AI girl on his phone. I'm like, that's creepy. She sounds real. Like, it kind of freaks me out that you've got like this AI girl. You're like asking these like, why do I feel like this questions? I'm like, can we quit this AI girl and make her sound like not so cute?
You can change the voice.
I know. I have an AI man now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and he has this weird accent. I don't know how to change it, but I mean, I'm like, it's so creepy because it sounds so real.
It does.
Like it is like today's technology freaks me out, honestly. I can't even imagine in 5 years. It has a lot of great things. Like it's funny if people apply for like to work at our companies and they put their resume in. I'm like, oh yeah, that's ChatGPT.
You could tell quick.
Oh, or they leave the little like they copy and paste and it says like ChatGPT at the top. I'm like,
so bad.
I literally replied to one girl. I'm like, hey, like I really still want to interview you, but like little piece of advice, maybe like take the ChatGPT off your resume next time.
Yeah, that's a blunder right there.
Like,
but you could tell because it has the emoji and then.
But I couldn't judge because I've used ChatGPT before as well.
Yeah, for a resume or.
Well, no, just for like, hey, help me rewrite this so it don't sound dumb, and then I'll fix the words and put it more into my wording.
Yeah, for songs or just for emails.
You know, I tried that the other day. I've never used AI or ChatGPT for songs, but I literally typed in a song idea because somebody told me they had done that. And this wrote me a whole song.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, who gets the copyright for that? Like, how do you, I don't even know how that would work. But and you can ask it to write the melody as well.
Holy crap.
I know, it was freaky. So I was like, okay, that's really weird. I did it the other day just to see.
Does it still have that human element to it or was it robotic?
Well, it just gave the chords. So you'd have to play it yourself. But it was just crazy how it can do all of that. Like you literally write 3 sentences and it gives you the whole, it's just insane.
I wonder if there'll be an AI music artist one day that just blows up.
Oh, absolutely.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. I guarantee. I mean, I wouldn't put it by it for sure.
That's crazy. Like to me, I like the human element of music. That's what stands out to me, how they're singing it, you know?
Yeah, I think it's destined to happen. I mean, there's, you know, you've seen those movies where I forget the name of the movie where there was that robot girl that the guy was in love. He was in love with this robot girl that would talk to him, and it was an AI person.
Was that Black Mirror or was that a movie?
It was a movie, and it was so real. I'm like, there's probably these people that are just sad at home, and not judging, obviously, that's who they talk to all day long.
I just filmed at an AI conference in Vegas. I want to get your opinion on this. So the guy owns a company that brings back your deceased loved ones.
Interesting.
Do you think that's kind of weird?
Yeah. I do, because I feel like, so they bring back their voice or like what do they bring back?
Right now it's voice only. So like you input if they have like a voicemail or if you have a video of them, you import that and then it recreates their voice and then all their memories, you send it as well. So it acts like the person.
That's crazy that they do that. So I'm kind of like here with it. Obviously, like I feel like when your time's up, you know, like, and then you can think back to old memories. But I also know people that literally have lost loved ones and have never been able to move forward in life and have struggled so bad that in that case, maybe if they had been able to feel like they still had the connection there, they might have been able to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really here about it. It freaks me out. Honestly, I would never want it to happen. It freaks me out.
Yeah. I don't think I'd use
know.
it. I've seen too many Black Mirror episodes about it. That shit scares me.
It is. Like, even how they can take like you and then like age you and then put voices. I see all this stuff about like, don't put your kids on the internet anymore. Obviously our children are all over it.
Yeah.
But like they say all that because of AI. So
yeah. So you made the decision to put your kids on social media at what age?
So when we first started having children, I was out of the spotlight. Tyson was still in the spotlight. But I felt like the Western industry was a safe place. And the world our oldest is 9. The world has changed a lot. Now, I am anti-social media, anything for our children. Like, I've literally had the conversation with our 9-year-old. She has kids in her class that are 9 years old that have social media and have phones, and I'm anti that.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced it, and I try to explain it to her. I'm like, our children are on online, but our children are also always with us, and we are very guarded to what they see, what they do, and what we post, obviously. But we are in the Western industry. I feel like it's somewhat safer than some industries people are in.
Yeah.
But I've told our daughter, I said, hey, you're not getting social media till you're older than 16.
Wow.
And I'm going to stick to it. But I think the only way I'm able to actually make that happen is to be really honest with her and be like, hey, this is why. I was 16 and it was MySpace, and I know the messages I got, and I know people's judgment and their opinions, and it's just going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want her basing how she feels about herself on someone's stupid comment. I mean, I'm a grown woman and I can brush them off, but I'm not going to lie. I still can hear what people have said or read it. Like, people direct message you and just have ridiculous opinions about who knows what. I'm like, what do you like? Who are you? Like, you probably like, it's a fake profile anyway. I always said, if people are talking about you, you're doing something right. Like, you don't go and comment on people's stuff unless you're jealous.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, you must have enough going on in your own life. But yeah, I'm very much 16 for social media for our girls, and Tyson's on the same, and our son, obviously. Tyson would like our daughter to have a teaching YouTube channel. She loves to teach and do things like that. Now, I would be okay with that if she was teaching like educational stuff and that, but I don't want her on social media. We have all of our iPads disconnected from the internet. If they're on an iPad, it's not connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Not because I don't trust them, because I don't trust everybody else that gets on those. Telephones too. I've always said that, like, why do they need a cell phone before they're driving? Because they're either with us or at school, or if they're not with me, they're with a parent or somebody I know that they're with. So they're always going to be able to contact. Now, I believe in the watches where they can message 2 or 3 other people or 4 or 5. Even if she has friends on there. But again, it's just, we live in such a different time now.
Mm-hmm.
And even when it was more G-rated when I was younger, I still know the messages I got on my phone, and I still know what, it's a telephone. You know what happens on it. You don't need one.
Yeah.
So it's not a very agreed upon topic. I know a lot of people's kids already have them, but I just use that. We're country folks. This is how we were raised. Yeah. So it's a little bit easier, but yeah, it's crazy when 6, 7-year-olds have come to our house and they have telephones. I'm like,
That's so young.
Like,
iPhones too.
I'm like, put that in over on the bench. You don't have it in my house.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't have a phone till high school. I'm a little conflicted because I make a living off social media. So it's kind of ironic for me to say I don't want that for my kids, but I think it needs some guidance for sure.
For sure. And if it has guidance, I don't think social media is bad because I'm on it. I'm on it. Tyson's on it. That's how we connect with people. And I love to be able to help people and influence people by showing our story in our life.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have some great things. But I just know when you're young and your hormones are changing, you're at just a very vulnerable time.
Yeah.
When somebody says a comment or reaches out to you, people, they're 40 years old and they're saying they're 16 or they're comment. I mean, I get people all the time. I get, obviously I do fitness and I post photos in bikinis. The amount of people I get, the hate I get from literally posting a bikini photo on a boat. You're a mom, didn't you know? Like, that's for your husband's eyes only. I'm like, lady, I'm in a bikini and my husband's standing beside me. He doesn't care. Like, clearly, I'm like, if it's bothering you, just unfollow me.
Wow, I didn't know that. That was a thing.
It's crazy. Yeah, because if you're in today's society, and it's gotten better, but if you're a mom, I feel like there's the extra pressure to, like, when I became a mom, I felt like I somewhat lost part of my identity.
Mm-hmm.
My kids in my world, but I lost the identity of, like, oh, okay, I can care about how I look. I can still dress sexy. I can still be young and playful. Like, I started feeling myself fall into that, like, oh, I'm a mom now. I have to dress like a mom. I have to act like a mom. But then I woke up one day and I realized it was after our 3rd kid. It's like I just kind of I was in a bit of a weird spot. I'd lost my own identity. And I remember thinking, you know what? No. And I started working out again. I started dressing how I felt comfortable dressing. I stopped caring what other people thought. And honestly, my kids, my family, everybody I seen was like, oh my gosh, you have such a pep in your step. What are you doing? That's when I started my workout group because I was like, there's so many women that had kids and then just think, well, I'm never going to get it back.
Right.
But it just takes a little bit of work. And so I started sharing some of my tips and tricks with women and tried to show them it's not about what they have to lose. It's about what they have to gain. I think if you can flip your mindset, like women, it's about weight loss, all this stuff. No, it's about what you have to gain. It's about the confidence you're going to gain from looking better. It's about the extra energy you're going to have. So I try to change their mindset because there's a lot of pressure after kids to get back looking a certain way.
Right.
And if you don't, then you're not doing a good enough job. So Yeah, there's a lot that comes with it.
I know that's a thing, postpartum depression, pretty major thing right now, right?
Shout out to today's sponsor, Quince. As the weather cools, I'm swapping in the pieces that actually gets the job done, that are warm, durable, and built to last. Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. They have fall staples that you'll actually want to wear, like the 100% Mongolian cashmere for just $60. They also got classic fit denim and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. They've really become a go-to across the board. You guys know how I love linen and how I've talked about it on previous episodes. I picked up some linen pants and they feel incredible. The quality is definitely noticeable compared to other brands. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/DSH for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. They're also available in Canada too.
I've always said to a lot of women that I always went into pregnancy with expecting it to be way worse than it was.
Really?
So everybody tells you the airy fairy stuff. I'm like, no, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna get no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna hurt like heck. Like I was really very honest about it. And I tell my friends anytime anyone has kids, it's like, hey, let me tell you all the bad stuff. It's definitely worth it. I would do it again a million times, but this is what it's gonna be like. Don't let people, sugarcoat it.
Scare you. Yeah.
Well, people sugarcoat it, I think. And then you get into it thinking, oh, I'm going to have this little baby. It's going to be so cute. I'm going to get my body back. They're going to just sleep. No. They cry. They poop. They puke. They don't sleep. There's lots of things, but it's just a season. Everything's a season in life. Then when you get through it, then you get to the next step.
Did you do a home birth at the ranch?
No, I thought about it, but we live too far from a hospital, so it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
I had all 3 natural, and I don't know why. That's crazy, but I had all 3 natural. I had the first 2 at a hospital. The last one I did at a birthing center.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do, I think.
And I really liked it. I mean, like my first story was interesting because my husband's a rodeo athlete and he was in Washington, Allensburg, Washington, and I went into labor in Texas.
Whoa.
And I'm like, there's no way he's going to miss his first kid being born. Like he'll be devastated. So they had to like slow my contractions down, put all these like having it naturally, normally you can do what you want. But they had to like hook me up to these like fluid machines so it could slow everything down. And Tyson lands and gets there 30 minutes before I have our daughter.
Wow.
And then he comes in trying to help. I'm like, just leave me alone. You haven't been here the last 14 hours. You stand there and you just watch because you're not helping me. I'm good. So second time around, he had no clue what to do because he wasn't there for the first time.
Was that first one early? He was out of town or?
No, it's just typical like, we're like, oh, she's due between September 1st and 4th. She'll come the 4th, but she came the 1st. No, but I will say he was on. So to qualify for the national finals rodeo, it's top 15 in the world.
Yeah.
And so he was like 16th at that time. So he had to be out on the road still. And obviously, if you marry a cowboy, you're used to the lifestyle. And I was like, you know what? Go. I'll know when I'm going into labor. I'll call you and you'll get home. And we just made it work.
Wow.
I know.
That is nuts. That is crazy. Yeah, my fiance said if I miss it, we're over.
You're done. If you're in a podcast, you're gonna have to just cut that off right in the middle. Yeah, it's a whole different world, And then when we originally were just gonna have 2 kids. We had a third, and then that experience, the home birth. The birthing center. My experience wasn't the best, but
really?
they're great. But for me, it was.
What did they do wrong? I guess.
Well, they didn't do anything wrong. Tyson had to go out of town, so then I was trying to get induced naturally early. And then that just makes it like so much worse. And then our son didn't want to come out, and then I'm at a birthing center. And I mean, I didn't have our baby in a tub. I had him on the floor beside the tub because it was too intense.
Holy crap.
So Tyson's like, okay, we're done having kids. He's like, I'm done. Because it was a little bit more traumatic, but you'll be fine.
Okay.
Your experience will be great.
We're going to pick one by a hospital. So.
Yes. Well, I was near one, but here's the thing. You're still near it, but like,
you don't want to move.
You got to get there still.
Right.
If your kid comes out blue, it's a little harder to just,
Jeez.
But if you don't have any complications, it's fine. For me, it was just that we had induced and because Tyson was trying to get out on the road.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy life we live.
It is. You homeschooling the kids or?
No, we send them to a private school because we travel so much. We got to have a school that allows us to be gone. And I knew that I'd get written up and reported. Our kids would be gone too much. Yeah. But we take schooling on the road. I mean, thankfully, our kids are pretty smart, so they don't struggle with school. But we take on the road. I just wanted them to be able to have the things that come with school, like the arts and the PE and all that kind of stuff, and the friends. I mean, I think it's good. I think if you don't face some different personalities at school, you're never gonna. I don't think it's a struggle when you get older in life.
Yeah, I look back at the bullying that happened with me, and I'm thankful for it now.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it crazy, though? That's the thing. Like, I wanted them to go to school, but I didn't want a big school because same thing. Like, I wasn't popular at school, and it wasn't that it was, like, physical bullying, but kids are mean. Like, they will find anything to pick on you about. And I just love that our school's a smaller environment. There was a couple of times I remember, not because I had to, but I just didn't want to be around other kids. I'd literally take my lunch and just go eat it in the bathroom.
That was me.
So I was like, I'll just go sit here in the cubicle and eat my lunch because I won't have to mess with anybody. I don't want to have to sit out there and it's just so much. It's just too much. I was like, peace out.
Yeah. I never felt like I fit in, Like I would bounce in friend groups all the time.
That was me too. Like I had my friend groups and I would bounce between, but it's just a lot of work. But I think probably when you're like a lot of people that end up being successful have those type of personalities.
Yeah.
It's not just like you fit in with the crowd. Like you're just different. There's something a little different about you. And I think that if you 9 times out of 10 when you watch just the stories of people's lives and movies, you're like, that makes sense.
I've noticed that too.
There's a lot of people. Our daughter, when she was 6, started having a bit of a stutter. And so I did a lot of research with her, and I noticed that there's a ton of famous people that had stutters as kids because their brain gets to overthinking. They're extra intelligent, and their brain just can't function at all. So I would refer to that with her. I'm like, hey, well, such and such had a stutter, and then they would just start singing when that would come. And like we worked through it, and now it's not as big of a struggle for her.
Nice.
But it is. Like there's all these interesting facts you learn about people that are successful. They weren't normal.
A lot of them go through the most from what I've realized because I've had a lot of them on the show.
Yeah.
They had a lot of
trauma. But I think if stuff comes to you too easy in life, like you just take it for granted. And I think if you've had a challenge and had to work through, adversity, that's when you come out the other side.
You ever miss Australia? I'm actually going there for my honeymoon.
Are you really? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's amazing.
She wants to go to Brisbane.
Oh, that's where I'm from.
Oh, really?
You need to go to Australia Zoo.
That's why she wants to go.
Oh my gosh.
That's the main reason we're going.
So my dad was friends with Steve Irwin.
No way.
And my dad helped build some of the, my dad had a skid steer company, helped build some of the zoo. And then my cousin helped manage the zoo for 15 years.
Wow.
So
yeah, she really wants to go there.
Yes. Every time we go back, we go in the cage with all the animals. And
that's sick.
Yeah. So growing up, my dad was like Steve Irwin. We would be driving down the road and there would be a snake crawling across the road and he'd go and pick it up by its tail. Literally, he was the epitome of having Steve Irwin as a dad.
Wow.
He was an Australian champion bull rider, so obviously fearless. But we had a wonderful upbringing. It was, people think of Australia and they think of crazy snakes everywhere and big old spiders. And I'm not going to lie, you see them. Some memories I have as a kid is there's a snake called a green snake, and it's not dangerous, but it's still a snake. And in our house, probably about once every 2 weeks, we'd go and have a bath. And there'd be a green snake in our bathroom. Just
what?
Yes, hanging out.
How did it get in there?
Well, I mean, Australia is not internal AC like you have over here in the States. You just have the wall units or screen doors. It's like a door gets opened and left open. But there would always be these green snakes. Then we had to pick them up and take them back outside. They eat frogs.
Got it.
So if you had little frog, we had some frogs in our house.
What?
Yeah, well, they look for water, and they're in your bathrooms, and they come up the drains are little bitty baby green frogs. So the snakes would look for those.
Got it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You would just pick up a snake every 2 weeks.
I mean, I'd be like, Dad, come get the snake.
Oh, you'd make your dad do it.
Dad, come take it out. I mean, I was a cowgirl. I rode bulls for a while. I was the first girl in Australia to make the national finals riding bulls. Nice. And I don't know. I look back now. I'm like, what was I thinking? But I hated not winning, and the guys had extra events in rodeo, so I was like, I'm going to do this. And the guys laughed. When they first see me come out, they were like, what is this chick doing? Who is she? But after the first one, when I did well, then I was one of the guys. We were, I'd pull their bull ropes, they'd pull my bull ropes, and
you got their respect.
I honestly think it was an excuse to be able to hang out with the boys and not get in trouble with my parents. So that's what I tell myself anyway.
What was the longest you lasted on one of those things?
Well, it's 8 seconds. So it's 8 seconds is what you ride it for, and then you get scored. So you have to last 8 seconds to get there.
Yeah, when I went to the NFR, I think only 4 people lasted. It was most guys were off in 2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it's I remember seeing my dad, he rode bulls in the PBR here in the States. So I seen broken arms and concussions, and
jeez,
you just get immune to it. People why, would you ever want your kid to be a bull rider? Is what I get asked all the time. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm used to it. It'd be like, would you want your kid to be a dirt bike rider if you're a dirt bike rider?
Right.
You know,
that was how you grew up. That's what you
it's
knew.
normal. I mean, to me, I feel like surfing in the ocean with sharks is more dangerous than rodeo.
It might be if you look at the stats.
Yeah, and
Who
depends
knows?
where you're surfing.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
depends. With the riptides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, surfers get some pretty nasty injuries too, actually.
Yeah. Well, my husband, when we got married, I didn't know this. He left this one out. Tyson did not know how to swim, and he married an Aussie girl. So we go to Bora Bora for our honeymoon, and I'm not kidding you. There's this like flying fish. This little fish jumps out of the water, and he's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm staying on the sand the whole time. I'm like, look, sweetheart, this ring is not going to stay on this finger if you won't enjoy Bora Bora with me. Like, this isn't going to work. I'm an Aussie girl.
Yeah.
So we literally had to teach him how to swim. He would have to wear like flotation wetsuits when we go snorkeling because he couldn't swim. But now he can swim great.
Nice.
But it just does. I don't fathom that in America, some people don't swim. But in Australia, because we're such a coastal country,
Right.
everybody, like in school, you're taught to swim.
Really?
It's just part of
In
the
school?
curriculum. Mhm.
Holy
You do
crap.
it at your schools. There's pools at every school.
I would say, I don't know the exact stats, but a majority of people can't swim here.
No, it blows my mind because I've met so many people and a lot of rodeo folks, country folks, just don't know how to swim.
Really? Because of Texas, I guess it's all
I
desert.
guess. I mean, they just don't. They don't live on the coast. You know, I'm
Yeah.
sure people in Florida. I mean, those type of places, they're good. But if you're inland in the States, I've met very few people that know how to swim in the Western industry.
That makes sense. Is Texas still like the biggest state for rodeo?
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. So if you're going to be a rodeo athlete, you need to live in Texas unless you want to just travel. So, I mean, obviously Tyson's on the road for 3 months of the year, but if you didn't live in Texas, you'd be on the road for 9 months. Of the year.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah, because all the winter rodeos are in Texas, all the big rodeos.
Wow.
And just having the weather to be able to do it. You know, those colder states, it's hard. I mean, it's hard on cattle, it's hard on horses. It's just not, it's not an easy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I swore I would never marry a cowboy. Not because I don't love rodeo and the culture. I just knew what came with it. Like, people think, oh, being married to a famous cowboy or whatever is just like easy. But there's a lot of sacrifices you make.
Right.
Your husband's gone a lot, or if you're a rancher, there's just a lot of like, you can't just, oh, we're just going to go stay somewhere overnight. What about your animals? Who feeds them? Who takes care of them? So there's a lot of things that you miss out on in that ranching lifestyle.
Yeah. Where do you even store the cow?
Yeah, so it's not like you can just, I'm just going to leave and go on a trip for a week. You've got to have your animals taken care of, and then if the weather comes in, like it is definitely a great lifestyle, and I think it teaches kids a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I would say the reason I stayed out of trouble at a young age, because I seen a lot of it. I was in the music industry young. I seen all the stuff that you could see. I didn't do any of it though, because I just felt like I'd been taught such responsibility, and I wasn't willing to risk my career over one night of fun and stupid decisions when I knew how hard I had worked to get there.
Smart. How many animals do you guys have on the ranch?
Oh man, Tyson calls it the funny farm.
Lost
We have
track.
chickens and horses, and we got goats and guinea pigs and all the stuff. Horses. I mean, there's a few there. When Tyson was out of town, we got a few more added animals, and I
You
figured,
didn't get your permission. You just.
well, so he was trying to be nice to the kids because he was gone. He said, "Hey, you can get him some hamsters." Well, then I went to the pet store. And I'm like, hamsters suck. So I was like, what else is there? And they said guinea pigs. So we told him we got oversized hamsters. And then he uses AI and asked AI if there's such things as an oversized hamster. And then he inputs a photo of the guinea pig that I sent him. And he's like, what the heck? This is not a freaking hamster. You got guinea pigs. I'm like, tell your AI girlfriend to stop, because this isn't stop. So yeah, we have a few more added.
Sounds
funny
like
farm
he's using
animals.
AI a lot.
I know. I'm like, what? Stop with this. But
I mean, you can literally have phone calls with it now. You can
Isn't that
send
crazy?
photos.
Yeah.
And it analyzes it. I send all my contracts to it.
yeah.
There's some good to it, but
There is for
some
sure.
people are using it a lot right now.
There's also, you know what, is hard. Another reason talking about social media is that, and I know firsthand, is the stuff that's posted. That's another reason I want the girls to have it. The stuff that's posted, it's not all real. Like every photo, 90% of photos that are posted there, especially from women,
Yeah.
are edited. I ran through some filter. I ran through some Facetune app. It's just, we try to. I try to post real, but I'm not going to lie. If I'm having an off day
Yeah.
and I don't feel like I look good,
Yeah.
I have ran myself through a filter before.
Little acne breakout.
Yeah, so it's just not real. It's not realistic to compare yourself. So I've really when I look at photos now, I'm like, I'm not comparing myself to that person, because that's probably not how they wake up looking.
Yeah.
Because this isn't how I wake up looking for sure.
Yeah. It's just, I tell people, it's just your highlight reel, right?
Oh, for sure.
No one's showing their bad stuff,
No.
their
But
bad days.
but teenagers don't get that.
Yeah.
Because they don't take it as their highlight reel. They're posting everything about their life. So they're assuming that everything they're seeing on social media is real.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people just don't post their bad news. No. Let's be honest.
Who wants to see bad news? No. Yeah. I mean, I think people do, honestly, because when I got back in the music industry and I started showing like the good and the bad, that's when my followers like blew up.
Really?
I went from like 30,000 followers to like 600,000 followers in a matter of 6 months.
Holy crap.
By just being more vulnerable and honest and showing people like, this is actually how I feel about it. And then just not, because I wasn't with a record label, so I could say what I wanted. I didn't have to care as much about what I was told. So
right. Yeah, that's trending these days. Authenticity and just being honest, I think.
Yeah, but I think that's what people want to see.
These days, yeah. I think that's why podcasts are doing well, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. And I think people want to see, like, Tyson and I are pretty, like, honest about, like, our relationship and, like, the good and the bad and stuff, too.
Really?
So people like that.
So you'll show the arguments and
well, we don't show the arguments because I don't quite have my phone ready for that. but we will be, like, transparent about, like, you know, if there's an issue we're having, we've talked about it on social media before.
Really?
I mean, when Tyson retired, it was hard. I mean, it was really, really hard. I mean, think about, not just for me or for him, but think about if you've had the same career or job for 20 years, it's all you've done. When people retire, they retire at 60 or 70, and then they're done, so they can go on holiday and do whatever.
Yep.
But when you retire as an athlete at 40, you can't just do whatever you want because you have 40 years left of your life. So then your whole identity is in what you did. So then you got to figure out, okay, what does that look like now? So it was that very much an internal battle for him of like, okay, do I want to do business? Do I want to stay in rodeo? Like, what is life after this? I can't just sit on the couch.
Yeah.
So he had his own internal struggles. And then me, you know, with that, when I met Tyson, he was a rodeo athlete. Our whole marriage, he was a rodeo athlete. That's all I knew him as. So I knew that side of his personality as well. So when he retired, I've talked to some football wives before, same thing, when the guys retire, we're having to relearn who our partner is. Because that's not per se who we married, but we still love them. But we're like, we've never seen this side of them because they're not doing their sport, and it's just a completely different lifestyle change.
Yeah.
So it's hard because you got to relearn each other for that period of time. And
yeah, that's why I don't think I'll ever retire, to be honest.
Thankfully, you probably won't have to. You can just keep doing this. But it would be different, you know, if she's used to you doing this, and then you're just like, now what? Like, you have to relearn because you're attracted to your partner, how you meet them. I was attracted to Tyson's cowboy culture and ethics and going to the rodeos. And, you know, I stepped in at a great time. I mean, he was on TV and living the high life. So that attracted me. Right. Now, obviously, I was attracted to him as a person, too. But when all the glitz and glamour and cameras and rodeos went away, well, then you're really, it's just you and that person. It's the same thing. When Tyson met me, he was like, oh, she's going to be the next Taylor Swift. I'm sure that's why he first was intrigued. And then I stepped away from music, and it probably was the same thing for him. He had to relearn, like, who I was without glitz and glamour and fame and everything that.
Little identity crisis, right? So you went through that, too.
Oh, for sure. I did not pick up a guitar for nearly 3 years. When my record label shut down in Nashville and I stepped away, I was bitter on the industry because I felt like my shot was taken away from me unfairly. And I was watching all my friends who were having #1 hits and being on these awards. Like, I couldn't even watch an award show. Wow. Because I was like, I should be there. That should be me with them. And not that I wasn't jealous. I was really happy for my friend's success. I just felt like I got the raw end of the deal. Yeah. And Tyson would say to me, he's like, you don't play guitar anymore? Or like, I don't hear you singing around the house. You know, like, so that for me, my identity was in #1 songs for, my goodness, for 15 years. My identity was, oh, what are you doing now in music? How's Shea? Like, what's your next single? Like, that was the talking point. So then when I would see people and they didn't know what was going on because I was very good at not putting it out in the media, like, hey, I'm figuring out what I'm doing now because my record label was shut down. I didn't tell anybody my record label was shut down. So then I had to be like, without lying, had to be like, oh, I'm doing great, just working on some music, because I didn't know what to tell people. I didn't want to be like, well, I'm not really doing a whole lot right now. I'm like trying to do some, you know, businesses and other stuff. I just felt like people wouldn't not care. I just wasn't used to people asking anything about music. So it was a real struggle. And it honestly wasn't until I started the other businesses and I realized my identity could be in more than just one thing that I started to get my passion back for music.
Love it.
And then when I realized, you know what, my identity isn't just #1 songs. Like, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I've had success in music. Whether I have it again, I need to be grateful for the 10 years I had. And then I was able to be like, no, I love music again. And that's when I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back into it. But I really had to relearn to love myself. So that's why I was really understanding when Tyson was going through his time, because I knew what it was like. Like, it made sense why he didn't ride a horse at all for a year. Because a lot of people are like, how can you be a cowboy and not even ride for a year? Well, because you're trying to figure out this identity struggle and trying to figure out what your next step looks like. So it's dang sure a challenge. Thankfully, our identity crisis didn't last as long as some people's.
Yeah.
But I'm just at a great point now, because I feel like I feel finally like I'm myself again, in my mid-30s, kids, businesses, but I do feel like I had a little bit of mom guilt for a while, getting back onto my career and doing my own thing. I did. I knew I would be judged. I knew there would be a lot of criticism, because obviously family and kids and everything comes first, but I also knew that by me doing this, that I was being a good example to my kids and to my family, to show my girls that, yeah, my mom's still out there doing it. And they love it. They come with us. They totally embrace it. But I do get mom guilt. I mean, I have a kid at home right now who's sick, and I didn't want to come out because I was like, she's sick at home. But, you know, thankfully I have my parents live in the U.S. as well. So I have people to help.
Yeah.
I had to realize it's okay to have people helping you, because I did not like to delegate. I like to do everything myself. And it was a real struggle to let other people help me, because I felt like if I couldn't do it by myself, I shouldn't be doing it at all. But I really had to start to delegate. Even with the businesses, like we have the belt buckle company, which I have some amazing girls trained up there and great factories we work with. We sell belt buckles worldwide. I've made you one.
Yeah,
so
I can't wait to start
I can't
showing
wait
it.
till you see it. And then we have our kids' clothing line. Now, as a little girl, I just dreamed of like modeling for Western brands. I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd have a clothing line of our own. But when I started having kids, I noticed there was just no cute like Western stuff. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I originally started by approaching other brands, like big brands, Wrangler, Rock and Roll Denim, lots of companies like, hey, will you work with me? I want to do a kids' clothing line. They all told me no. I'm like, fair enough. Well, one door closes, I'll find another way to open one. So I decided to do it myself.
Wow.
I met a lady at a ClickFunnels concert, of all things. Tyson met a lady, and she had a very successful company, and she was nice enough to introduce me to the right people. And we went from Shea Baby just doing little Western boots in a year to having the first year we were in like 300 stores. I think our first store was like Cavenders and Buc-ee's. So our garage turned into our warehouse, because we didn't even have a warehouse. And I had, 15,000 kids' clothing sitting in my garage. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to figure out how to do this. I don't know. I didn't know anything about business. I just knew that I could sell stuff. I knew how to sell. And I was like, the rest will figure it out.
Yeah.
Now we're in like 2,500 stores throughout the U.S. So we do a lot of the bigger ones like Cavenders and Buc-ee's, Murdoch's. A lot of the farm and ranch stores carry Shea Baby. So it's amazing that we go from, Tyson told me a few times to shut the company down, because he's like, you're spending way too many hours and you're not making enough. But I was determined. I was like, I don't quit something. So just kept pushing. So for 5 years, we probably made $30,000 a year. And then, now we're a 7-figure company. And we still run it out of our ranch. We're at that phase that we're going to start building a new warehouse, because we can only build on so much at the ranch. But we have a great team of all women in the company, which is cool. Most of them are mums.
Nice.
So I know that as a mom, it's hard to work and stuff. So I really try and like cater around like dropping their kids to school and picking their kids up. I'm like, we're going to make this a fun women environment, mom environment, be a bunch of badass women. So yeah, we run it from the warehouse in Texas and ship worldwide. It's crazy, because sometimes I think back and I'm like, I just never would have thought, this would be where I'd be at now. Nor did I think when that door shut in Nashville and I was just so devastated that would have meant that gave me time to create businesses and have the ability to now be able to do music without the pressure of having to have a record label and be able to do it on my terms.
Yeah.
Obviously financially you have to support yourself if you're independent, but seeing how everybody is embracing that these days in music. People love an independent artist. They love seeing somebody who's doing it on their own accord.
What a journey. Wow. I can't wait to see what you do next, honestly.
I know.
I'm really inspired.
It'll be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll link the Shea Baby stuff and your Instagram. And you got a new single out too, right?
Yes. So my new single is called Allen Cowboy, and I actually co-wrote it with Walker Hayes. He's had a bunch of #1 songs in country music the last couple of years. But Walker's story is great too, because when I first moved to Nashville, he had just lost, I think, his 3rd record deal. And he had these songs. Everybody said they would never work. The songs he released to radio that went #1 were songs he'd had previous, but it was just the wrong timing. So I feel like everything is all about the right timing. And I look at Walker now, and going to Nashville, I see we would sit in songwriting rooms, and he's obviously a very good-looking, great guy. You never felt uncomfortable writing with Walker. He was so he loves his wife. He's so family-orientated. They have like 6 kids, had 7 kids. And but he was the type of guy you could songwrite with and then go to the bar afterwards, have a drink, and then he'd go home to his family, and you go home and do your thing. But like, it was very hard to find. I'm not saying like guys are bad in Nashville, but a guy like that was so trusting and has all he did was brag on his wife the whole time. It was wonderful.
That is beautiful. Shout out to him.
I know, it's great. So I love to see all his success, because he dang sure couldn't barely fill his car up with fuel to get home. And I just love that he's blown up, and such a humble person. Like when we wrote this song, I'm like, hey, can you help co-produce this song? And so we did, and I'm yet to get a duet. I'm like, Walker, we need to do a duet together. Come on, help a girl out here. But he's now with a major label, so obviously there's a lot more, he has to answer to other people. But yeah, it's a really cool story. I love that we were both able to like go from those stages to now starting to have more success.
So you knew him for a while?
Yeah, I knew him when he was, like I said, could barely fill his car up with fuel. Wow. Yeah, was turned down from record deals. And I mean, I was just an up-and-coming artist too. Like when I lost my record deal, like he didn't have to write with me either. Yeah. But he was just writing with, whoever he thought he got along with. And he does his process a little different. So we would write the melodies first before we would write the lyrics. Wow. Which was cool, because you'd have such a funky, fun melody, and then you'd write your lyrics around it.
Huh. I always thought do most people do it that way? Or? No. Okay.
Normally it's your lyrics and then you put a melody to it.
Got it.
So he would kind of do it backwards, but it was so fun. It made songwriting so fun. And then when we would write, the songs get wrote in 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Wow, really?
Uh-huh. Because you've got this cool melody you're working off. You can kind of go back and forth with ideas. And Walker is so great at lyrics as well. He's just the bomb. His songs are catchy. They're funny. They're just really unique. He's probably one of the most unique songwriters I've written with in Nashville.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to listen to it. We'll link that below as well. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for
that was
having
a blast. And I'll see you at the wedding.
Yes, and at the NFR.
Let's do it.
December.
Check her out, guys. Peace. Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.